Hello everybody. I join you from Linux. So I did the migration to Linux off of Windows 10, and so far it's working out. So I forgot that I need to install the map editor that I'm using for editing the map I'm going to print out for Adventure. And fortunately, it also installs on Unix or Linux. So I kind of remembered it did, but I was like, oh shoot, did I just burn myself? I do have a Windows 10 VM that's licensed that I can use, but prefer not to if I can. So let's get going on that. So who do we got in the chat? We have Trina's Technobabble. We have Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. And Trina and Dave. And Trina and Dave. So, welcome. Sorry about old WTF tonight. Didn't look like it was going to work out, and I thought, well, what the heck? I'll just go ahead and live stream instead. So here I am. Glad you could join. Let's switch to the desktop. Hey, Rudy. And Mr. Helgeson. And I-800386SX. And Everything's Broken Garage. Welcome. And thank you for, we had, I went over to the, to the live stream for WTF and noticed that it was still up and live. So thanks for getting that taken care of. Anyway, so desktop. Bing. All right. You don't want to see the Discord chat. Yeah, you don't want to see all my mess of files, but I guess we kind of do. All right, so we need to go to a website to download the map editor. So I am going to crank out that. We will go to their website. It's called Nortantis, I guess. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, I did a live stream on this a while ago when I first checked it out. Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Trina. Do not eat KFC. Oh, next week's going to be an ultra special episode of WTF, so that's good. Hey, Ron. Anyway, the Nortantis Fantasy Map Creator is this really nice open source project, and I installed it on Windows 10 and started creating a map, and I did a live stream on it. It's actually pretty good. One of the things that's missing is the ability to draw trails or roads or anything like that. So what I did was I just used the river thing to draw it. So we're going to install this. Hey, Steve has joined. So fortunately, Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu, so the Ubuntu installer should work. Otherwise, it's going to be a short episode. Thanks for throwing the link up. So it's a Debian package. And there is a package maintainer for Debian packages. Normally you use... I'm going to fire up the normal software manager. normally you use packages that are either, let me see, go to one where I can show it, Flatpak. So if you go to GIMP, there's the whatever kind of package manager they have, but there's also Flatpaks. I don't know a lot about the different package managers, but basically I think Flatpak is, I don't know, it's supposed to be more portable or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. They got a Debian package. Linux, yes. So we're going to install that. Nobody look at my password. Okay, it needs live PCRE3 to be installed too. Okay. Linux rhymes with spinach. Kind of. Sort of. Anyway. The installation was successful. So Nortantis 3.04 is now installed. So close that. And I am going to go to my menu. Things are a lot easier than they used to be. My last time that I really used Linux on a daily basis was like 20 years ago. And I got tired of rebuilding the kernel to do stuff. So I'm very happy to use a distribution that requires very little skull sweat to use. Like Linux Mint is really meant as sort of an everybody's version of Linux. Okay, and here it is. Let's see if I can find my old map. Where did I put it? There it is. Now, I did use some custom graphics. Yes, they do tend to change over 20 years. Unfortunately, my knowledge is 20 years out of date on some of this stuff. Okay, unable to find the art pack bonus art to load the tree image group Pine 3. The art packs Nortantis. Okay, so it's going to substitute another pack. That's okay. We'll just go with that. Excuse me. Oh, what is Trina saying now? Yeah, I can remember playing around with making Doom maps too. Yes, and it was of our office. It was a very boring map, actually. So, alright. I did create some custom graphics for this. And of course, it's not going to show those because I didn't import them over. But that's okay. So it substituted this chest. That's weird. Okay, we're not going to worry about that right now. So the map that I'm drawing for adventure, instead of trying to invent a language or come up with a bunch of goofy words or something like that, I'm definitely not up there with what's his name, Tolkien, when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I borrowed from Scots Gaelic for some of the names. And that's where some of the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce them. That's where some of these came from. But the gist of of the story takes place here. It starts in the lab, and instead of a river, these are actually trails. So the idea is that you start out in a laboratory, and then that's in a forest glade, and from there, you're in the dark forest, and there's a fire swamp and the Gru cave, and etc. So we're gonna clean up this thing a little bit here. Because that's a weird image. Why did it draw a compass rose there? I bet you that was supposed to be something else. I wonder, I'm going to take a real quick look and see if I saved those images. That graphics pack. I bet you I didn't. So I apologize for poking around. I didn't save the downloads directory. Did I install it on this drive? Let's see. Nope. I still have my hard drive left over from Windows, or at least some of it. But I don't think I actually have any of that. I'm pretty sure I probably cleared it out. Yep. I guess I could go download the pack and install it. We could look that up, figure out how to do that again. So this is not really a prepared stream. This was a last minute, oh, I could stream something. So sorry about the having to bear with me here. Let's we can go to the website again. Did I close that? I probably closed it. Or is it buried under here? Oh, it's still here. Source code and build instructions. I think maybe in their blog they had an art, yeah, creating art packs. Read more. So we did go into it here. And this one actually goes into how to actually build them. So you must have wrote this after that. Special group names, background textures, borders. So maybe it was in a different post that he had. Might be in the update to version 3. I don't remember. Ah, art packs. Bonus art pack I created. There we go. I think he sent me an email where he described how to do this, but maybe this actually tells how to deploy it. Okay. So oh, it's Steve's fault you have a cold? A likely story. So I gotta go to my downloads folder. Downloads. Bonus art pack. Extract here. Okay. And it's got decoration, cities, sand, trees, mountains, and hills. Okay. Yada, yada, yada. Creating them. Does he talk about deploying them? Oh, share it. Make a zip file. They can load it into using the tools. Oh, I guess you don't have to expand it. Don't need to be unzipped. Okay, so you go to Tools, Art Packs, Add Art Pack. Gosh, he thought of everything. So I will do that. Tools, Art Packs, Add Art Pack. Downloads. Bonus art. That's a folder. What I want. Bonus art. Zip. Open. Added successfully. I betcha I have to not save this map and then reopen it so that it'll pick it up. So we're going to just going to exit. No, don't save the changes. Then we'll restart the program. So how is everybody doing tonight? Check out the chat. Check Discord. I80386SX. Open recent. Let's see if it worked. Not fully dead, so you're doing okay. Yes, not being dead is good. Open, it's saying it's drawing. Okay. Unable to find the mountain image group other. That's something I created. Alright. So that's fine. We're good there. And you'll see that it's a little better. I've got the skull. That's what I had actually created or had put in there. And these towers are part of the bonus pack. And this little farm thing. Okay, so we got our sea creature. Yeah, did you guys know there was they got a sighting of one of those ginormous, gigantic sea serpent things. Sea squid. So that's cool. Yep. See you, Rudy. Okay, so this is our Quack of Dawn map. And it's not going to describe all the locations. Squid. Yes, a sea squid. And I believe this one's an octopus. Or is that? No, that looks like a squid, doesn't it? I don't know. The camel next to the forest. That's an oasis in a desert. See all the cactus? So that camel's actually in a desert with sand dunes. And you can imagine what happens here in Avalon. Yeah, I guess, well, it's not really a forest. It's an oasis. See, there's a lake, and there's a hut, and a couple of trees. It's not a forest. This is a forest. Joe. Where the moistened bits lobs a scimitar. Yes. Bint. Watery tarts. So you can guess at what some of the Monty Python-ish shticks are in this game. Anyway, so it looks like we recovered the map. So that's a good thing. We should probably add some stuff. So give me a second. I've got an emulator running Adventure, so I can go look at its map and not show you anything because it's a secret. Excuse me. Let's see. So I've got an emulator that runs both Windows and Unix, or Linux. I keep calling it Unix. There's a, I don't know if you guys can hear the desktop music. I don't think I have it enabled on this. So you can hear the startup song. Nope, that's not it. Maybe I could add it. I really should have desktop sound on here. So we're going to do that really quick. Audio input. See if I can do this. The name is already in use. Okay. So where do I have it? Sorry. Nope, that wouldn't be it. Hang on. So I'm only half configured here. So let me... I've got the capture. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna mess with it tonight. I'll do it when I can do it and not break things. So okay. Sneak peek. Do I have the editor on here? Because that would be easier. I don't know, do I? I don't. Okay, so we're not going to go that route. I guess I'm just going to have to do it the hard way here. Oh, I must have this version of the emulator set for normal speed. This is going to take forever to do this. All right. Well, we're not going to worry about that then. Oh yeah, this is definitely slow. Okay. Let me see if there's something else I can use here. Well, I suppose I could just download it. Nah, we're not going to do that. Let's just mess around with the map. Okay, so one of the locations that you go to, I think I might have quite a bit of this. You know, there's a tower there. I've got this village here. I haven't done anything with the story for this. I haven't written the stuff for this Oasis thing yet. One of the things we do need is a library. Now, I wonder what would look good as a library on here. So we're going to look at some of the decorations. Mountains, hills, dunes, trees, cities. Let's look at cities. So you got several options here. You got a windmill. I guess I could do a Don Quixote, kind of a tilting at windmills thing. And you've got some other structures and stuff. What would be a good substitute for a library? maybe this. City number 12. Or maybe this. This looks more library-ish. To the book depository. Yes. So we're going to assume this. Now I got to remember how to use the... Oh yeah, you just select it, and then you find some place you want to drop it. And it puts a little tiny thing there. So I think if we go to edit and I click on one of these, I can tell. No, I guess I can't tell how big it is. We'll just have to mess with it. Gosh, I've forgotten how to use this stupid editor. You don't stretch it. Oh, there you go. You use this arrow. Okay. So that gives us something that's relatively library-ish. And we're going to put it over here. And let's look at the text. I want to edit. I think I can copy. Nope. I don't think so. All right, so we're just going to add text. And maybe it's city. I don't remember. So we're going to call this the library. And we're going to set the size to lake. Nope. Other mountains? Nope. Mountain range? No. Region? There we go. Now, why am I making this so big? My plan is to print this on at threadless on a handkerchief size thing, because they have that as an option, and that way you've got a cloth map for the game for the box set. So it needs to be fairly big for it to show up. So there's the library, and we need to draw a little bit of river here. And I think I made these 3. So that you've got a pathway. How do I want to do this? Let's not do that. Oh, I guess it's bigger than 3. Maybe it's 6. Yeah, it must be 6. So we're going to draw that, and we're going to go back over to the icon for the city. We're on edit. Use the little arrow thing. And we're going to move it just a little bit so that it makes more sense with the trail. Cool. All right, there's your library. What other things should we add? What's this overlay? Enable overlay image. Oh, so you can add your own overlay to it. Cool. I haven't tried that. Let's look at the decorations. Draw. So we've got some more critters and things like that that we could add to it. There's a wagon, and there's a knight on a horse, and more skulls. You got some ships. So I suppose we could add another ship. Let's do that. Let's make it bigger. We're going to edit the ship. There we go. The Wisconsin Dells. I don't know. I don't have my list handy of all the locations, and I'm trying to do it off the top of my head. Just make sure it's not a UPS ship. Yeah, really. They don't have a sunken ship. Maybe I need to have like a graveyard, ship's graveyard or something in here. So, what do we got? If we look at the decorations again. Yeah, they don't have a sunken ship. I think we need to add like rocks and a shoal or something like that, and have a shipwreck. So maybe I'll do some editing on these, create some more decorations for it. I don't know. It was pretty easy to install this. I was expecting it to take more. C advantage. So, anyway, there isn't much else I'm going to do with this tonight, so that's that. I think what I'm going to do is show off some of the things I picked up from the Southeastern Michigan Vintage Computer Club event. Joe was at it and had a cool thing where he was selling Blue Scuzzy kits, and then had a table where he was helping people assemble them, and with his microscope and stuff. It was pretty cool. Fortunately, I had one of my machines there so that we could test the Blue Scuzzies when they were done, so that was helpful. But let's save this. Save. And let me switch cameras. Alright, so I did pick up a few things. Oh, this thing's heavy. So I bought an aluminum computer. So this was one of the Tough books, I guess. An early one because it says Panasonic on it instead of Tough book. And the guy I bought it from, when I got there, he had it priced for $25, and it wasn't moving because he didn't know if it worked. Didn't have a power supply for it, any of that stuff. Anyway, towards the end of the day, he had it marked down to $15, and I'm like, well, for $15, I'll take a chance on it. It does work. The drive doesn't boot, so I don't know if there's anything wrong with the hard drive in it, or if it's just not formatted. But it's a neat looking laptop. I think it's a 386, but it's the CF-25, and it takes 15 volts, and I happen to have sorry, my Discord keeps going off. I need to close that so it's not doing that. Apologize for the noise in the background. Where is it? Close. Okay. But you know, I've got a universal power supply and it worked. It doesn't boot. It would not boot from a floppy. So there might be something going on with the floppy drive on it, but other than that, and you could use this for self-defense. You could swing it around and hit people with it, I suppose. But it weighs, I don't know, 7 or 8 pounds. Oh. Anyway, yeah, the backside, it's kind of neat. It's got these, you know, screws in the back that you could use a coin to open, basically. And let me open it up because I think it's kind of interesting on the inside. So, and these are captured screws, so you don't have to worry about them falling out. So, get this off. So this is what you got for a plate. It's a rather thick aluminum clad thing. So here's your battery and your drive and the memory in the middle. And it's got this little thing to cover up the drive because you can put a bigger drive in it. But it's got this, you know, shock absorber rubberized material here to hold the drive. So let me disconnect the drive. Hang on. You know, you got your standard little, what is this? What size are you? 20 gigabyte drive. And it drops into this gel material, silicone material. That's very weird feeling. I guess it's the same kind of material they use for implants, if you know what I mean. So, get this drive back on here. I really should put my glasses on. Oh, I think I got it. Pins are slightly bent. There we go. Anyway, so that's supposed to be some kind of shock absorber for the drive. And the battery, I haven't seen a battery like this. It's a chunky little rectangular one. Put the plate back on. Like I said, it's not booting. I'll probably have to take the drive out and then see if there's even anything on it and image it that way, because I don't think the floppy drive is working. And let's screw this thing back on. Sorry, I don't have a bench camera set up yet, so I can't show you on the bench. I don't really get your act together, Eric. What's going on in the chat? Oof. Oh. I'm just going to set it over there for now. All right. I guess the neat thing about these is that they have a docking port on the bottom, and you can stack them up to make a, I don't know, a server array or something like that. What else did I get? I picked up a computer maintenance kit that's got some weird stuff in it. Oh, very, very useful at one time. It's almost like the most you stream is programming things. I know, Trina. This is hardware. Do you believe it? So anyway, this kit has this neat little document thing for mounting on your monitor, so you can hold up a single sheet while you type it in. This is something actually useful. It's a cable management kit, so that's all right. This was on the free pile, so didn't cost anything. It also came with a can of air, which is what I wanted from it, because you never have enough canned air. And then it has this wrist pad, mouse pad thing. So it's a gel wrist pad. I never cared for stuff like that. And then sorry about the noise. To dig it out. The least useful thing, I think, is a glass filter for your computer screen. So I haven't opened this yet. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. I don't know. You know, it might be useful to, you know, depending on the glass, maybe I could use it for doing contact prints or something like that. Let's see what's in here. Oh, it's got some straps. That's kinky. And a cloth. You never have enough microfiber cloths, right? And it's a bubble wrapped piece of glass that's tinted, and it looks like it has a ground strap. So is it a polarizing one? I don't know. I don't think I'd use this for doing contact prints, because you don't need polarized glass for that kind of thing. Or tinted glass, frankly. And it's not very heavy. So, oh, it comes with instructions. Okay. So what does it say here? Computer glass filter. Please follow installation drawings step by step. Insert the grounding wire into the hole on the side of frame, then clip to steel casing, which is grounded. Okay. And then there's a sticker that you can put on your computer. Oh, there's a girdle to hold it on the top. Wow, this is weird. Like I said, I don't think I'd have much use for that. But hey, it was free. It was on the free pile. I got canned air. It's good enough for me. And, you know, and the cable management probably is useful. So I got that. Boy. And here is your canned air. Dust Free by Read Write. Oh, what else? I picked up a couple of minor things. Somebody had a probably dead Raspberry Pi Zero or something like that they threw on the bench. So I grabbed that. There were a couple others. Oh yeah, the printers. So yeah, an X-ray filter. I picked up a personal laser writer printer. I picked up 2 of them because they went to the free pile, and I'm a sucker for printers. Not quite Mac 84 Steve level printer madness, but still, I wouldn't mind having an Apple laser printer that works. So I took them. They're dead. Fans don't spin up, nothing. The power supplies don't look like the caps are bad, but you know how it is. The caps are probably bad. And I started reading the service manual, which is not very good, on how to test them. And you have to mess with mains power to test them, and I just didn't feel like trying that. So at some point I'm going to have to decide when I've got the energy and I feel like doing it, actually messing around with mains voltage testing and stuff. I check continuity and the switches are good and all that, but it's probably got bad caps. I did find somebody's post about how you could test different points on it, but I could barely follow what they were saying because I don't have that much experience with that kind of stuff. So there's those 2 printers sitting in the garage. At some point I'll probably try. Ron did say that the engine in those, touch it just the right way and you'll definitely have energy. Yes, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to mess with it. Power supply boards, I recapped last year and it was a project. Yeah. Ron said that you can get replacement drives because they're actually an HP engine. Yeah, I did do that. I was discharging a CRT when it was plugged in and on. Only time I've really gotten a spark trying to discharge a CRT. But anyway, Ron also said that either the mirror or the heat array element or something like that is a real pain in the you-know-what to deal with. So I'll probably end up e-wasting those printers instead of trying to do anything with them. I mean, they're just personal laser writers. Anyway. So I got those. What else did I pick up? Some other oddball stuff. Just a second, let me go get it. Okay. Somebody had a box of floppy drives there, and this was the only Sony that was in it, and my Grease Weasel drive's not working, so I think maybe this might work. We'll have to see. So that's something I picked up. It's worth bothering with. And then somebody dropped off an SE analog board. And this was somewhere else on the table. So anyway, I need an analog board because I've got a bad one. So maybe that works. Who knows? We'll find out. What else did I pick up? How many of you have a Windows 95 upgrade CD? Or Office 97? Or here's one I really like. Windows NT Workstation. So I figured I'd mess around with those. I'll probably put Windows 95 on the Toshiba and see how it goes, or NT, because that's a 486, so shouldn't have any trouble running it. I forgot how much RAM. It's only got 10 megabytes of RAM, which should be plenty for that. That's it. The rest was just minor little things. And I went to, ouch. I went to Volunteers of America yesterday when I was at work and picked up a USB 2.0 SATA IDE hard drive adapter. Because, you know, sometimes you need to do that kind of thing. Besides, it has a little power supply in it. So, you know, you never know. Yeah, hey, Mike. We didn't have WTF tonight. So I thought I'd stream, and I came up with an idea. It only took me a half an hour to do. So I'm showing off some of the junk I picked up from the free pile at a local event. That's about it. So yeah, those things are always useful, and you have limited success with them depending on how old the IDE drive is. So, and it's good to have different generic Chinese junk, just in case it might work with one and not the other. Oh yeah, I also got something else in the mail, and this is for this month too. Frank sent me an Apple IIc, and I did buy the power adapter that Javier makes for it, so that was the only thing that was missing. He also sent me a FujiNet for it. So I haven't powered it up yet. I need to do that. So that'll be something I do this month. Oh yeah, and I traded a keyboard with Sloopy. He had the right color of keyboard that I needed for something I was doing, so I sent him mine in trade for this one. And he tested it, and it works and everything, so I need to get that opened up and put with the machine. So there's a couple of things I could do this month. I still have to test the Cube computer that I picked up a couple of weeks ago. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, so I got a backlog of some hardware to do. That'll make Trina happy. Right, Trina? That'll make you happy. So... Oh yeah, and the programming thing. Trina wanted to do some Apple II programming, and I offered to work with her on it. And when she's feeling better, we'll do that. So I've got the Apple II sitting here on the bench, and we both have Apple IIe's, so that should be interesting. I did a little bit of 2GS HyperCard the other day, so I'll probably do some more of that too. So that was neat. That's basically, I don't really have anything else to talk about except for chit chat. So I guess it's been an hour, I'm gonna call it a night. So Adventure, I'm in the middle of an update on that. I'm in the middle of writing the editor manual for it. It's going to be just as long as the game manual. And there's a couple of bugs in the editor too. There's just a few in the game, not many, but there's some in the editor. Now I'm going to have to ferret out. I was really pushing the limits with what I could do with HyperCard on that, and I think I pushed a little too hard in some places. So I've got a another external command that I wrote that does a SQL syntax. So it's a SQL engine, and I want to replace what I'm using in the game with that because it would be a lot easier to do the programming for it. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow morning. I got too much going on that I need to take care of, so I'm not going to do that tomorrow morning. But that's it for tonight. So I've got a coffee. I've got a Patreon. If you guys want to contribute, please do. No obligation. Don't hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you next time. So thanks for joining. Here comes the outro. And I haven't checked levels, so I don't know if this is loud. So fair warning. Bye.